This is the F1 podcast with Adam and Luke.
As we talk everything Formula One motor racing.
G'day and welcome to F1 podcast. It's Australia's only Formula One podcast. I'm getting some deja vu. After Lewis Douche Canoe Hamilton extended his championship lead and now has a handy 30 points, we are heading to sweaty, stinky, hot Singapore. On the upside, we can't wait to eat some delicious food, some of the best food in the world. So let's get sweaty, let's watch some street racing under lights. It's a track that has, more often than not, thrown up some pretty good excitement, usually plenty of Vettel and Verstappen driving blunders. It's really good for that, really good for those guys crashing. To tell us more, we need to turn to the man, Lucas, and say, Ni hao ma and Salamat Malam, my good man.
Oh, g'day.
How are you?
All right, how are you?
Singapore.
Yep.
It's here.
It's under lights.
We love it.
We do.
It's a very nice track. Very moist track.
Very interesting street circuit.
Oh, and as is tradition, Luke, you and I have come in our native costumes of the host race, Singapore. You are wearing your delightful merlion outfit. Mm-hmm. Half lion, half mermaid.
Of course.
Producer Pete has been very busy putting together this beautiful little ensemble that you call the merlion.
I've had to do a tuck.
Yes.
For the tail.
There's a tuck and a lift by the looks of it. Looking great. And yes, in case you're wondering, I am the Singapore girl. What a great way to fly. But these high heels are killing me.
You have very large feet.
And this is a size 7.
Yeah.
I'm size 11. It's not comfy.
Doesn't look good.
But this is what we do. Dedication to the F1 podcast. That's
When
what
you see
we
one
do.
of those hams, you know the ham, they've got that netting and it just pokes all the way through the netting.
Yeah.
That's what your feet look like right now.
Pretty much. Really tight down there. In fact, it's tight everywhere. This track, a street circuit, lights, we love it. What happened last year? We had a huge crash last year.
Yep. Bit of drizzle, bit of rain. Sebastian was very aggressive. Didn't see
Mad Max
firing up, and then they sort of made contact with Kimi, and then Kimi went into Sebastian, and Alonso made a hell of a start around the outside. Daniel had a terrible start, and would have been looking that Alonso was going to be second or third from, I think, 8th, going into the second, third, and fourth corner. But Alonso got taken out by the three cars that had already collided. Had a bit of a Lara Bingle, and yeah, that was a race that just went away from a lot of people last year.
Yeah.
I think Ferrari really have to stamp this one and get it done, because if they want to win this championship, this is a track that's going to suit them. And the Red Bull,
They need to lick it and send it, Ferrari.
I don't think they've got anyone in their driver lineup who can lick it and send it.
They might have someone next year that might be able to lick it and send it. But it is a pretty cool looking track to watch it. You've been to Singapore to watch the race? You haven't?
No.
Okay.
I know you have.
I have twice.
You used to send me videos of it.
I did twice. I saw it once on the top of the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, where you get a full, you can see about 90% of the circuit from however high that amazing casino is, that boat rooftop crazy building.
Yeah.
And once in the stands looking across to Marina Bay Sands. A spectacular track, bloody hot though. And the guys, I'm sure they lose a ton of water. They must lose, I don't know how many kilos of water, but they would be hydrating like crazy, because to sit in that crowd, you lose a bucket of water. So sitting in one of these things,
Nothing like sitting sardined in to someone else.
there's not much room.
There's no elbow room. You can't lift your arms up to get a bit of air under the pits.
I'm going to be honest with you, it's not pleasant.
No, it wouldn't be.
It's like sitting in a sauna, fully clothed, and you're all just sitting there going, bugger.
There's only so many clothes you can take off to cool down before the police are alerted.
That's true, and Singapore's not that forgiving to nudity.
No.
I've experienced that.
Experience.
That was a long 24 hours in the lockup. So, who does the track suit, Luke? We're thinking Ferrari, Red Bull.
I'm thinking Ferrari. I'm thinking Red Bull Racing.
Yep.
Mercedes might struggle this weekend. I don't know if anyone else is going to sort of spark a bit of an interesting, maybe give Mercedes a run for their money. But we'll see. It's a 23 corner, 5.065 kilometre tracks. Most of the corners are 90-degree corners. Since it's a street circuit, there's not a lot of long flowing corners. It's hot, humid, 61 laps. The lap record is a 1 minute 45.008 by Lewis Hamilton last year. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this race. The first Grand Prix was in 2008. Last year rain, Ferrari chaos.
Yeah.
You name it, it all went off.
It always throws it throws some hand grenades in there, this track, doesn't it? It's and it is visually spectacular. A night race, I think, is pretty cool on the calendar. That was the first of the night races. Then there's another one now, isn't there?
Abu Dhabi, Bahrain.
But it's kind of dusk. It's not
They
nighttime, isn't it?
they start at the sun's still setting up. All the lights are on, and in Bahrain as well, they do a night race.
Yeah, visually spectacular, but it is going to be a track of attrition because they are just going to be they'll have to be at their physical peak. They'll have to be rested, well hydrated, a mental and physical challenge. Track throws that.
Mark Webber did a column for BBC Sport a while ago, and he said the body core temperature is often higher than 40 degrees.
Jeez.
Which is very,
See,
very
when my
warm.
kids get to 40 degrees, it's straight to hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. And your kids shouldn't be driving F1 cars
No, they
in
really...
Singapore.
No.
I mean, they're good drivers, but...
Well, they're better than I am.
Yeah.
That's not saying much.
Yeah. But they put, like, he'd swallow a tablet, and that would be its thermometer, so he'd find out what his core temperature was like in the car. And he got over, I think, 41 degrees. Into the 41, 42s, you can get brain damage. So a lot of the drivers will train in a gym with sweat pants and sweat shirt and do a lot of their cardio in like a sauna room.
Yep.
So they're completely acclimatized to it.
To lock
Some
in
of the
the-
drivers would put on cool suits before they get in the car.
Yep.
To get their core temperature down as quickly as possible before they, and like last minute, quickly take it off, get everything on before they, because it's full length fireproof gear. So from their socks, their long johns, their shirt, which has right down to their wrist, up to their neck, then their balaclava, put on the race suit, boots, gloves, helmet. Getting over, the cockpit will get over 50 degrees, the body temperature will get over 40, and their heart rate for the race is around 170 beats per minute.
Wow.
Which is like me sprinting.
God, imagine
As a 35, 36-year-old man.
having the
sprinting.
job to air that thing out afterwards.
Oh, it would be pretty.
Who's washing that
They lose up to 5 kilos of fluid in the race.
in this race?
Um,
Wow, that's a lot.
It's this is a real test. Ricardo prefers not to use a cool suit.
Is that
He
right?
likes to get, because he finds that the change
He's
of
already
temperature.
cool enough.
He's so
He's
cool.
so damn cool. He doesn't need extra coolage.
It's like ice, man. I'm Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah. Check out this one-liner.
You
This will
think-
cool me down.
So that's what he does. He doesn't like the change of temperature from cold to hot.
Right.
He finds it affects him too much. So if he just gets used to the heat, he'll walk around in his overalls around his waist, but everything else will be just warm. He won't wear a cool suit. So when he zips up, he's kind of already at that temperature, and he just sort of holds it for the race. But
Wow.
every driver says this is the most. It's bumpy. It's a street circuit. It's walls either side. There's no place to really make errors, so they're switched on the whole time. Hence the high heart rate for the race, because they're constantly concentrating. They'll get a little bit of along the back straight. They'll have a little bit of time to relax, and also in pit lane, because the front straight's not that long.
So it's kind of like driving Monaco in a sauna and with very little visibility.
Yeah,
In the dark.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty challenging.
yeah.
Tough race. So physically, who would you say has the advantage? Who's physically has an advantage? Some of the older drivers?
I think by
Dan?
now, when they get to F1, they have to have a certain level of fitness purely for their weight.
Yeah.
So they will have to be relatively lean, and if they're not fit, this is the race you're going to get caught out on.
Are you saying that you and I if we were put in a car at Singapore, may not
We
make
wouldn't,
it.
We wouldn't make. I don't think we'd make it past maybe lap 5,
Right.
purely for our neck,
Yep.
and we would be lapped probably 8 times by lap 5.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I would struggle. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I think we'd be running intermediate tyres on
But I
a dry
could
track.
do with losing 5 kilos though.
That'd be nice.
But
That's just water weight. We'll put that back on.
that's true. It's not permanent.
But we should do. Maybe we should do a challenge.
Yeah.
We should do an F1 driver meal plan, exercise plan,
Oh, here we go.
and to see what we can do in that time.
Prepare ourselves for
Prepare
a race seat just in case Raikkonen doesn't last all of next year at Sauber.
Just in case, we go to Melbourne and some unfortunate incident would happen with, maybe do a Tonya Harding.
Yep. And sure enough, we look over and there's
There's
Luke
me.
fully dressed
Doing
in
a
his,
Terry,
in his full
zipping up, helmet on.
in his full
I don't know
Sauber
what he looks
outfit,
like.
ready to go.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Blah. I'll just get on the radio. Blah. Where's the vodka?
Is that you, Kimi? Yeah.
Yeah, I got my hat on. Got my helmet on. Yeah, it's me. It's really me. It's me.
You're taller than you are normally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gross bet.
God, look at the vodka. Makes me grow fast.
I could be Ericsson.
All right, you be Ericsson.
You be Kimi.
I'll be Kimi. Lock it down, brother.
We can have a challenge. See who wins. See who loses the most weight.
This is foolproof.
Foolproof.
Okay.
I can see this going pear-shaped.
Yeah.
Not us. We'll be thin. We'll be lean. Fit for, I don't know if you've got time to
Fighting
do this.
fit. My fighting weight. We could also add to that. We could perhaps every time there's a race, we have to be in the same conditions as the race. So not only are we on the diet of Dan Ricciardo, we're also sitting in a sauna for 3 hours watching the race. And then we get
Wouldn't
out.
it be good if we could have a simulator in there?
A simulator.
Get a racing sim
Yeah.
and race
In the same
in a
conditions.
sauna. I don't know how the sim would handle the
And we've got
extreme
GoPros on.
temperatures.
So,
Maybe we just wear heaps of clothes
yeah.
because that might affect.
And then glad wrap
gaming
ourselves.
equipment.
Just glad wrap all the way top.
No, we can't glad wrap. That's really dangerous.
Really?
Yeah. You need to breathe.
You need
Your
some
skin
air
needs
holes,
to-
don't we? Yeah.
You can die.
I think we found the flaw in this plan.
No, just clothes.
Yeah.
Couple of pairs of clothes. Maybe
Okay.
some thermals.
Can we do that, Producer Pete? Is that something that might be...
Can you organise that,
Do we have
Pete?
that in the budget?
Yeah.
Do we have that in the Effing One podcast budget? Can we
Yeah.
do that? Can
Can we wear clothes?
we have some... Can we
'Cause
buy some...
we do this
balaclavas?
when we're not using the national dress of the host race.
Yeah.
We are in the nude most of the time.
Most of the time, just to save money, so we can dress
Bring this to you
in these costumes that
Yes.
you're enjoying so much right now.
Yeah.
Because I think we have a problem with the budget.
Mm.
I don't think there's that much available funds.
No.
So
We spent it all on getting me to what was it, that cockfight that Pete got?
that's right. What was it?
I think Pete's got it. I think producer Pete's
Producer Pete's
listening.
fallen asleep,
He's-
hasn't he?
No, he's listening to another podcast.
Yeah. Well, there's one less listener, so now it's just your mum. Thanks, Producer Pete. Dedicated. Dedicated.
Can't get one past him. He's on the ball.
So, great idea. We might actually do that. We might think about that. We should probably think it through more. But
We'll pick a 2-week gap.
yeah.
Give ourselves, find out, see if we can make some contacts and see if we can see what they're eating, what they're training.
Yeah.
And then, so not pre-season training, 'cause that's fucking mental,
Yeah, no.
but sort of mid-season,
Mid-season training.
keeping us trim.
Yeah, when they're on their downtime,
And
like
maybe
they're
before
relaxing.
next year's podcast resumes,
Yeah,
we try a pre-season
yeah,
of crazy F1 driver fitness.
yeah. I like it. So
we need to get in the headspace of a driver. We need to.
I think so. I think so.
So when we go there,
Well, you can't just talk about it.
No.
We can't just sit
No.
here like a couple of armchair experts.
eating all these delicious pastries
Look
from
at-
mum.
I mean, the smorgasbord your mum puts on, I feel like this is bad training for us to get in driver
We
condition.
can't look at that. Just push it off the table.
No. It's so delicious. I think after this,
Then we
we'll
start.
finish this.
This is a Monday
Then
thing.
we'll
We
start.
on-
Then we'll start. Yeah. So come the wrap up of Singapore, the wrap up podcast, we're going to be close to fighting fit Fighting weight.
Fighting fat? What?
For what?
Nothing. We'll find a gap. We won't do it after this
Yeah.
race, but we'll find.
Are you getting hungry already? Just thinking about this
Yeah.
diet? This
Those-
Formula One racing car driver
those,
diet?
those pastries look
They
good.
do look good. Damn, your mum's, she's evil.
She
She's a
is.
good cook.
She's a sugar peddler.
Yes, she is. Okay, so do you have any F1 news? Can we talk about some driver news? There's some big news that happened just yesterday.
Yesterday,
Big
the
news.
announcement that Kimi Räikkönen is going back to where he started at Sauber, and Charles Leclerc is heading to Maranello.
It's official. Charles Leclerc is going to be a Ferrari driver next year. That throws open, for me, a whole level of excitement because I think he's going to be bloody awesome. I think he's going to be He's going to take it right up to Sebastian.
I'm really glad that Ferrari made that.
But
He's had 1 year in F1.
But
and
are you slightly surprised? I'm a little bit surprised they've taken this gamble because it's not what they do.
No, it's not. It's not a gamble the kids produced on multiple series.
True.
He's a fast driver. He's adapted well. I think he'll adapt really well at Ferrari. And if Sebastian doesn't win the championship this year, Leclerc in the car next year, I can't see him beating Leclerc. He is a 4-time world champion.
Do you think? But Ferrari is, by its very nature, instilled in this, Sebastian, you're the number one driver.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll give them free reign to just race for the first part of the next season?
I think Ferrari will, their support is behind Sebastian, but they've brought this kid in for a reason. This is their driver development program. So to bring him in and then go, we're not really going to support you, it's not a great sign. But the thing is, Leclerc is going to do what he does best and just be bloody quick. And he will have this opportunity. And if he beats Sebastian, if he outqualifies him, if he outraces him, that's Ferrari. The decision's made for Ferrari. Are they going to go every race Leclerc pull over, let Sebastian pass? Or are they going to go, you guys are going to have to sort your shit out for half the season, and then after that we're going to make a call on who we're going to back?
Do you think Sebastian would be very happy to let to be the number 2 driver if Leclerc was in that situation?
I
can't see that.
I think if there was a situation, he might have a clause in his contract which is similar to what he had at Red Bull, that if Ferrari, if he's not in a certain part of the championship, which he may pull the handbrake once he realises Leclerc's doing too well, same with he did with Daniel.
He runs away.
You know what? I'm going to find a drive at Williams.
I'm going to find a drive where the driver's not as good as I am.
Yeah.
Which is why I liked Raikkonen for so long.
And then wouldn't it be interesting if Lewis and Seb were in one car at Mercedes in one team?
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great to have Alonso teamed up with Dan? That would be tantalising. Hamilton, Sebastian teammates. This is the dream, the lineups you really want to see for Formula One, which never seem to happen because there's always one driver that's considered to be stronger than another.
Yeah. Hartley with Ericsson. Yeah. Imagine that. The battle for bugger all. Started in Spa. Let's just see where these two crazy cats
You
end
might
up.
get more attention at the back of the grid if that was to happen. You know, suddenly you get
more TV time.
I hope
For
so.
their sponsors.
They don't get enough.
They don't.
How would
And
Hartley go?
they should just go, you know what, we're fighting for 15, 16. Let's slow down. Let's battle for the cameras. Let's give them something to do.
Let's do it.
There's an F1 idea. If you're well ahead, if there's like 3-second gap, just slow down, have a bit of a fight, get your sponsors some TV time.
Correct. That's
Say
clever.
something obscene on the radio.
Swear your head off.
Yeah.
Call him something.
Yeah.
Have a little bing.
Yep.
That's genius.
Say something about his mother.
That is a strong candidate for making F1 great again. Which
It's what we do.
We need to revisit again. More great suggestions on how we make this great sport even greater. Write that one down, Luke. That's a keeper. That's
Being written down.
perfect. That is written down. So we might do making F1 great. Maybe next week we might start throwing some more ideas around and getting some more ideas from the F1 podcast fans on Twitter.
Yeah,
They've
we
got some
might
great
use
ideas.
Our Kimi time machine and have a look into other parts of the world to see how they're making F1 great again.
Good idea. Steal a bit from this comp, steal a bit from that comp.
So Van Dorn and Ocon could be out for next year, may not get drives.
That's an injustice.
It
Ocon
is.
and Van Dorn. Okay, Van Dorn not so much, but Ocon, that's an injustice.
And Hartley, come on. You
What?
know,
Oh, sorry.
Is this thing on?
And Hartley leaving? Oh, yeah, that is terrible.
Yeah.
That is just,
That's what I thought.
that's horrible. I feel like Raikkonen's just kind of wasting a seat next year in Sauber, just seat warming, collecting a paycheck.
He's still driving well. He got pole position. He got the fastest ever F1 lap.
True.
And
He puts bums on seats. People,
does.
he's
he
entertaining.
gives us a
People like him.
segment.
That's true. He's
What would we
entertaining.
do next year? At home with who?
Ocon.
At home with Dullface.
Yeah. Norris.
At home with Lewis. Don't I look good? I look good from this angle.
Oh, Jesus loves me. Look at me. Oh, look at my hairdo. I look bloody awesome, don't I? Jeez, I'm awesome. Everyone loves me. Jesus loves me.
I am
Anyway.
Jesus. I am Douche the Redeemer.
I hope we didn't offend anyone there.
No, not at all. Maybe one of the Beatles.
Oops. Yes.
I did a Google search
Did you?
the other day, world's best car racer, and Daniel Ricciardo was the first name that came up.
Is that right?
It said Daniel, Senna, Hamilton, Schumacher, and Max Verstappen.
As voted by...
No, it was just what came up.
Is it because you
I
wrote
did a
it in?
had about something.
Did you put this as... You write it in? You put this as your idea?
No.
Oh, no.
This is what was actually on Google. I had Googled for something else, and then I looked down and it had like a related search, and it had world's best car racer, and it had Daniel Ricciardo at number 1.
Yeah.
Google knows everything. Just proof
Google.
right there.
Exactly.
Thank you, Google.
Never argue with Google.
No, you can't, because they'll find you and they'll assassinate you.
Yeah. They're watching you right now. They're watching us. There you go. Dan is the number 1 racing car driver in the world. Lock it in.
I think if they're watching us, that's another listener.
There's 2.
That's two.
Because producer Pete listening to some other podcast.
No,
Your mum's definitely listening. We know that.
Yeah.
And now we've got Google.
And my Uncle Scott.
And Uncle Scott. That's
Yeah.
3.
3.
Lock it in. Let's talk about the championship lead, because Hamilton's 30 points. That's more than a win now. That's substantial.
Yeah.
Only, 7 races to go?
Yep.
Is that enough to take him all the way to the end? Can he just now nurse it? And
It's not a comfortable gap yet.
can he sit behind Sebastian just right at home?
No. No, he cannot.
He needs to keep winning?
Yep. Mm-hmm. You need, because if you have a mechanical failure, if they don't put a wheel on properly, if Terry strikes in the Mercedes garage,
Bloody Terry.
you never know. So you're never comfortable until you have more points than they could possibly earn.
Yeah. You want to be over a win's worth of points coming into that last race.
Yeah. The early come up, like if you look at Schumacher in, I think it was 2004, he'd already wrapped up the championship by now.
Yeah.
That's how predictable F1 racing, even though Alonso was saying that back then F1 wasn't so predictable. Season over.
Yeah. Halfway through the season, it was all over. Well, let's hope it goes right down to the wire, because that would be
I think it
pretty
will.
good.
I
I think so too. I've got a feeling it might.
But Sebastian really has to pull his finger. He needs to be dominant this weekend.
Yeah.
And this is because this is the time where Red Bulls can get in front of the Mercedes. Raikkonen can get in front of the Mercedes, and that's going to take points away from Lewis.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's my 2 cents.
Driver news. Any more seats that have been locked in? So Kimi is going to be in Sauber. Leclerc is jumping up to Ferrari.
So Ferrari's sorted.
We tip the
Mercedes
cap to
is
you,
sorted.
Ferrari, for being so bold. Well
Renault
done.
is sorted.
Renault
McLaren
sorted.
is sorted.
Sorted.
Red Bull sorted.
Toro Rosso is not sorted.
No
Sebastian
sorted.
Buemi
Haas.
has been thrown around there.
He was in the paddock in Singapore, but he was wearing Red Bull colours.
Did he not get fitted out for a seat? Did they not? I heard something about him getting... He sat in there and he's getting fitted for a seat.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think it would be wise throwing him in a race like Singapore, because Singapore's a tough race. And to have a debut at Singapore would be... you set him up for failure.
Yeah.
Sebastian Buemi could do it. He's driven F1. He drives WEC. He could easily do it, but he's had his chance. He wasn't that great.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything special.
But
he does a lot of their show car stuff.
Yeah.
So if they go to random parts of the world, which Red Bull are very good at promoting F1 around the world by going to remote locations and doing street runs and demos. He does a lot of that.
What they're not very good at right now is the young driver program is not great. Seems a bit thick, which is surprising because they have a whole team dedicated to bringing through young talent.
Helmut Marko's team.
It's just...
He runs the junior development program.
Yeah. Just at the moment, they don't have any young drivers coming through, so that's why they're revisiting these.
There's a gap. There's a
these
gap
drivers.
between F1 and who's next.
Yeah.
Dan Ticktum's in F3. He's probably their best chance. But you look at guys like Mitch Evans, who's in Formula E for Jaguar, Felix da Costa, Felix Rosenquist. A lot of these guys should be in F1, but you can always go, this driver should be in F1, this driver should be in F1, and there's guys who probably shouldn't be in F1.
Yeah, there's a few guys that should be in F1.
Haas doesn't have any drivers sorted. Toro Rosso doesn't have any drivers sorted. Sauber has one driver sorted. Force India has nothing confirmed yet.
But we're
and
expecting...
Williams has nothing confirmed yet.
We're expecting Force India very soon to make an announcement.
I think
with
so.
Stroll taking over a spot there.
Yeah.
Perez most likely to stay.
Yeah.
Ocon getting the flick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's injustice.
Yeah. If Mercedes might do a deal and get him in Williams, but I think Williams want money. Unless Mercedes gives them a discount on engines.
Yeah. And Kubica could potentially drive the rest of the
He's
season.
run out of options
for Williams.
I think his options might be Haas or Williams.
I mean, for the remainder of this season? When
Maybe.
Stroll heads over to Force
It's
India?
interesting. I thought it would have happened in Belgium. I thought it would have happened in Monza. I thought it would have happened by this race, but Ocon's there.
Yeah.
I'm just... I don't understand
It would kind of
why.
make sense that they wouldn't jump Stroll in there into Force India right now into a team that's already developed and a teammate that's developed in that team, because there's a very good chance that he's going to look really ordinary.
Yeah, but it's what Daddy wants, really.
Yeah, but he doesn't want his son to look rubbish.
I think
he might have a better chance
he
next
can't help
year.
that. There's only one.
Well, it's inevitable.
There's only one way you're going to make him not look rubbish.
He is rubbish. Well, he can drive, but he's, comparatively speaking, still rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So yeah, that's all that's happening driver lineup wise. So
okay,
there's
I like it.
Yeah.
Good info there.
I'm glad
Luke.
that Kimi is still in F1. That keeps that home with Kimi going, and I'm really, really happy that Leclerc has been given the drive in a top team.
Just a bit of a shame
and
that
Ferrari's taken the...
Yeah, and good on Ferrari to take that gamble to put him in there, because that's something they could have easily have not done.
Yeah.
And they're not normally the best at taking risks.
But if Sebastian doesn't win the championship this year, he will not win a championship for Ferrari.
Yep.
You heard it here first.
Lock it in. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree. I think this is his big chance. He's got a superior car, and he's got a teammate that's rolled over, and he still can't get it done.
Roll over Raikkonen.
There we go.
What's his name? Ericsson.
Ericsson.
He's rollover Ericsson by the little crash he had in Monza.
Yes. Yeah, literally. We should check out we need to do predictions. We've got our ongoing tally. You and I have a tally of our tips, and I'm in the leads.
You are.
What's my lead, Luke?
You're +7.
Yeah, baby.
+7. You bastard.
I jumped back because I was 4, and I just kicked ahead, didn't I, after Monza?
You got lucky.
I come up to 7.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, so let's flick through them real quick, and then we get into... Oh, Mercedes. I'm going to see... I can play it safe now, and I intend to. Hamilton, for me, please. Double it.
Ferrari.
I'm going to go... Oh, see, now it's interesting, because Raikkonen's not necessarily going to be doing any favours for Sebastian, is he? Because he's leaving. He doesn't give a shit anymore, so I'm going to start Hamilton. I'm sorry, Sebastian. Sebastian.
Damn it.
He
I was
has to.
hoping you were going
He
to go
has to.
different there. I'm like, Sebastian's been very dominant in Singapore over the years with Red Bull. And
he's good. He's pretty good.
damn you. I was hoping
I'll tell you what, though.
would
You
just
can
jump
have it.
ship.
I'll give you a chance here. I'll give you a chance right here. Double Dan me.
Double Dan.
Double Dan me for Red Bull.
All right. I've gone.
What are you doing there?
I've gone Hamilton, Bottas, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh,
So
you've gone double.
I've gone double Dan.
Double Dan. All right.
There's,
Okay.
there's no chance. for
Fair
me.
enough. Who do you want to go next?
Renault.
Renault. Hulkenberg.
Haas.
Let's go Magnussen. Double Magme.
I've gone double G, double
Ooh,
Grosjean.
Really?
And
The
on.
Grosjean and on.
And
Oh,
on.
that's risky.
McLaren.
Alonso.
I don't really need to ask her.
That's
Force India.
Force India. Let's go Ocon, because he's going to make a point. He's going to drive his bloody pants off.
Toro Rosso.
Toro Rosso. Let's go
Gasly or Hartley?
Gas. I'd love to say Hartley, but I can't.
I've gone
Double
Gasly.
Hartley.
No, I've gone Gasly. Hartley, bro.
Really?
I've gone you. I reckon Gasly will just have some kind of accident and Hartley will just cruise on through.
He makes a...
I'm basing that purely on an accident. And that's
Fair enough.
That's
No.
the same with Bottas.
Fair
I reckon
enough.
Hamilton might get caught up in something and Bottas will
really?
get... So these are my outside the box.
I
Just that
like
they
it.
don't finish. It's not a matter of beating them on pace, but they're just
Yep.
going to have bad luck.
That'd be tantalising.
So a lot of the times my predictions were right, but then something would happen.
Whoa. A lot of the times?
Yes. Yes, in the previous race, I'm like, yes, this is winning. This is like, and then bang, this happens. Bang, this happens. Like, oh, you son of a
Son of a... If it wasn't for stuff.
stuff happening. Sauber.
Sauber, let's have Leclerc. He'll be pretty pumped. They'll be pumped.
And Williams.
Williams, let's go double stroll me.
Oh, you bastard. He's going to copy what I put down.
Love it. We need to chat to... Oh, guess what time it is?
What's time?
It's a porthole. We need to get a little porthole.
Get it ready.
It's time for At Home with Kimi.
Well, make you laugh. That's
That's the important thing. That's the important thing. Okay, so we have a little porthole to Formula One's crazy man, the vodka swilling Kimi Räikkönen,
the lovable Finn.
the lovable Finn. We're going to check out where he is right now. We have no idea. So we should just open up the portal. Just crank it open, Luke, if you wouldn't mind.
That's cranked.
Ah, yeah. I love Aldi. I love to shop in Aldi. Reminds me of Finland. Shopping at Aldi in Finland. Okay, so I've got my pickled fish heads. Pickled fish. I love it. Ooh, and I've got some sauerkraut. Well, I love that as well. Oh, this will wash away all the bad news I've had recently. Okay, so I'll go to the checkout. Here we go. Hang on a second. Whoa! Who's that? Oh, no! That fucking Leclerc. What the fuck is Leclerc doing here? I'm gonna confront this guy. He brought his own accordion player.
Of course, I have my own accordion player.
Leclerc!
This is Monaco.
You fucking took my Ferrari drive, Leclerc. What's the name of the piano accordion guy that walks around with you all day?
That is Pierre.
He's good.
He's very good.
Do you think you could have him follow me around for a while?
No, not at all. He's mine.
Okay.
He walks around with me all day. This is Monaco. I'm from Monaco. This is what happens.
Okay, so Leclerc, should let you know, the Ferrari, it's can be a bit tricky. The right-handers can be a bit sticky.
Sticky.
And the little, there's a paddle in the car.
Oh, you have a secret paddle?
Yes, it's for vodka. So when you get thirsty, I have a little vodka thing. So I'll let you know about it. You'll do it twice for vodka, once for the ice
I
cubes.
think I will get it changed.
Yeah.
I don't need vodka. I want to perform at my best. I'm the perfect Leclerc.
Yes, okay. So, I tell you what, you've got some bratwurst in your shopping bag there. That's good. You'll need that because next year you're going to have to shove a whole bag of those up your arsehole. Because you're going to be copping it, my friend.
What do you mean?
You will be taking orders from behind. That's right. Take that! Yeah, I don't want to drive a Ferrari anywhere. I fucking hate Ferrari. I hate you, Ferrari, security. He's shoplifting. Get him!
And that was
At Home with Kimi. Jeez, he wasn't happy.
wow. It was aggressive.
He was very aggressive.
I thought Charles was a perfect gentleman.
I think he always is.
It's
He's
nice.
a clean-cut man.
And the fact that he's got his own, like, piano accordion guy that walks around with him, that is so Charles Leclerc.
Yeah. And I like that it just faded out.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's like,
Yeah.
let's
consider
hear
it
this
because
conversation.
they were chatting and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't always.
It's very hard to find a considerate accordion player.
Because they're
Always
normally so,
listen to this.
yeah, they're so abrupt
Yeah.
and always begging for money.
Yeah.
So that's, wow, that was good.
That's very interesting.
That was a nice little portal into Kimi at Aldi. Fish heads for dinner.
He loves those fish heads.
Pickled fish heads,
Anything pickled. Finland's are onto it.
aren't they? Sauerkraut, weird flavours, strange
Strong-
people,
strong flavours.
flavours.
Because they don't have much taste buds after all the vodka.
Nothing else to do there, mate.
Yeah.
Just to eat
It's
weird food.
understandable.
It's time for effing what?
That at the race they have a helicopter is always on standby at a Grand Prix, and an F1 session or race will not start unless the weather is good enough for a helicopter to take off and land. And they have a second helicopter away from the track, ready to fly in if that one is needed as well.
Wow.
So a little bit of safety stuff. They've got ambulances, they've got paramedics, they've got doctors and everything on standby. Most tracks have their own medical facility. If not, they have, I think it's a minimum 20 minutes travel time to get a driver to there. And when they design a track, they either have to have one nearby or actually have one on track that they can do anything necessary that's for severe trauma.
Right.
Bit of effing what? Bit
There
of
we go.
safety.
We should say big thanks to Luke's mum for the spread. Wow. Luke's mum, after that boat cruise, where does she find the time to bake all these beautiful Singaporean treats?
She had a spare hour
Did she?
and she went absolutely mental with
Jeez.
the short crust and the puff pastry and you name it. She
The
shoved everything.
Singaporean
Oh, yeah.
short puff.
Yep.
Yep, we've got chili crab.
That's full of rat.
That's
Street food rat.
Oh, that's street food wrap. But it's got a nice satay.
Fricasseed.
Is it? With the satay sauce? Is that what that is?
Do you know how you
Or is that just mud?
do you know how you
Oh, it's just a rat in mud.
do you know how you marinate a rat? Just put it in a puddle for 5
Let it
minutes.
drown. Wow, she's really good. Luxor? Is that a Luxor over
That's
there?
Luxor.
Thought so.
It tastes terrible.
Yeah, very fishy.
She tried.
She did try.
Smells like feet.
She didn't have, well, that's
Foot Luxor.
her foot bath, isn't it? Is that her foot bath that she's...
The only container she had left was the foot bath.
Yeah. But hey, who are we to knock your mum's cooking? Because the effort, the time, normally the tast.
Normally accounts for everything.
counts
It doesn't this time.
But thanks, Luke's mum.
Thanks
we
for
might
your effort.
we might just give that to producer Pete and not tell him.
Yeah.
Just tell him it's
He's not listening right. He's
fresh
listening to another
satay.
podcast.
Yeah, that's genuine Singapore satay, Pete.
Yeah, enjoy.
Enjoy that. Well, I've enjoyed this podcast.
I have.
I've enjoyed talking to you. And I've enjoyed you wearing your native Singaporean outfit, the merlion. the magical animal, half mermaid, half lion. The top half is lion, the bottom half is mermaid.
Yeah.
That's nice. And I am, of course, in my traditional Singapore girl flight stewardess outfit.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get these fucking stockings off and these high heel shoes, Luke.
It looks restricting.
It's so tight down there.
Yeah.
It's not built for this bulge. All right, let's wrap this son of a bitch up. So the next race, Luke, is Singapore. Can't wait for it. What time is it in Australia? It's only about an hour difference in Singapore, isn't it? It's Eastern Standard Time on the east coast of Australia.
check
It's
my
not far
calendar.
off from memory. So it's going to be a reasonable time.
So that's 10 past 10.
10 past 10 Australian time.
Yeah.
10 past 10.
Australian time?
Still, that's very reasonable. It's much better than 3 a.m., isn't it?
Much prefer.
Thanks very much.
Singapore.
Europe.
Looking forward to Japan.
That's going to be another great race. So we're into the business end of the season. 7 races to go. Singapore next. It is all happening. The World Championship is wide open, and this podcast just gets better, doesn't it? Seriously, how good is this podcast? Your mum just must be. She downloads it twice, probably, maybe 3 times.
Yep.
Different devices.
Yep.
builds the numbers. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you, Luke's
Thanks, Mum.
Thanks, Mum.
Hi, Mum.
Thanks for the treats as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks for the dead rat that you drowned. Thank you, Luke. Get hold of us for comments, F1 Podcast, Twitter page, and we'll see you right back here for the wrap-up of Singapore.